Why do we double dip on movies? I've got 5 points to make in this video. They come from my own collecting experience. These are the reasons I've kind of picked out for why I tend to double dip on movies. Point number one, a simple upgrade. So yes, a simple upgrade would mean we'd be going from DVD to Blu-ray, or Blu-ray to 4K, or in some cases, a lesser DVD to a much more nicer DVD release. So I went from having this lonely little kind of random DVD of Godzilla 1954, and it's serviceable. You can watch the film in this form, no problem. But I was hankering for that next level, that upgrade, if you will. So I upgraded to the Criterion Collection DVD. Now you ask yourself, why did I upgrade to the DVD and not the Blu-ray? At the time, I didn't have a multi-region Blu-ray player, and the Criterion Blu-ray of this was locked on region A. But at the time, I did have a multi-region DVD player, so the DVD was the choice for me. But the upgrade in presentation from this to this, especially when it concerns picture quality, is outstanding. Criterion are one of the kings of restorations, in my opinion, when it concerns just the movies they tackle, the movies they want to bring back to life and release. But yeah, this version is immensely more wonderfully looking than this Lonely the Reese. Not to take away anything from this release, it's definitely well watchable, but that's an example. That is Godzilla 1954 going from a very kind of cheap DVD to a more premium release. Next up, I have the Blu-ray of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I picked this up on release day because I love this movie. I think it's great. But when I caught the eye of the exclusive slipcover for the 4K edition, I had to indulge and double dip. So I picked up the glorious 4K edition. It looks amazing in 4K as well. The Blu-ray looks good as well, but it looks absolutely glorious in 4K. But to be fair, I bought it just for this slipcover. Not gonna lie. But to be fair, this is a straight upgrade from the Blu-ray to the 4K in my eyes, even though I had some kind of ulterior motives. But that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Blu-ray to 4K. Next up would be another simple upgrade in this category. It would be John Carpenter's The Thing on the Arrow Video Blu-ray. I upgraded it to the Universal 4K. This happens to be, when I got into 4K, a must buy. I said to myself, I need this in my collection whenever it gets announced. It's coming home with me. The Thing is my favourite horror film of all time. I think it's absolutely 10 out of 10 perfection. So to double dip on this was a no-brainer to get the 4K, a simple upgrade for me. But also, I'm going to keep the Arrow version because I'm a big Arrow Video fan and I love their Blu-rays in my collection. So this will remain in the collection, but I had to get the 4K for that upgrade and I was not disappointed. That's The Thing. Next up, as a simple upgrade, is Die Hard, the greatest Christmas film ever made. Debatable, I think it is, but then again, my perspective is that it was always on at Christmas. But I digress. A simple upgrade indeed to the 4K. The 4K is tremendous. I think it looks fantastic. I'm keeping the Blu-ray in my collection because I've got the others on Blu-ray and I don't plan to upgrade those ones because I'm not the biggest fan of the Die Hard sequels. I think Die Hard with Vengeance is really good, but aside from that, I think the others are a bit dull, a bit dead. Some of them are outright terrible, like the 5th Die Hard film. But anyway, Die Hard, straight upgrade, simple upgrade to the 4K. The final simple upgrade category for this video is going to be the Blu-ray of Dawn of the Dead. This is the Arrow Video Window Edition, which is quite... It was hard to get at one point. It was quite the only way to get this on Blu-ray at one point in time. And I still feel like it is still quite a hard film to find. It's quite difficult. I had to get this. I feel a bit burned on it actually because I spent a bit of money on it. But Dawn of the Dead, I had to own it on Blu-ray. This is the Arrow version, so I'm going to keep it regardless because it's just Arrow. I love Arrow Video. But then a little company called Second Sight put out a glorious 4K set of Dawn of the Dead. So yeah, I had to double dip on this. One of the greatest zombie films ever made, in my opinion. I had to double dip on this beautiful Second Sight 4K edition. It looks spectacular in 4K as well. But that's Dawn of the Dead, a simple upgrade from Blu-ray to 4K. But again, I'm double dipping because I wanted the 4K, but I didn't really want to get rid of this. So you're gonna double dip on these releases because you're gonna keep the one you previously have if it's good enough. And this is a wonderful release anyway. But Second Sight just kicked it out of the park with their 4K. That's Dawn of the Dead. Point number 2, deluxe or collector editions. That's right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for nice, amazing looking deluxe editions, beautiful packaging, awesome artwork. I'm all for it. I've double dipped on numerous titles in the past because of that reason. But yeah, we're gonna look at some of my examples right now. The most recent deluxe edition kind of double dip that I've made recently. Big shout out to Nige over at Rock God 2004 for this one. So I had the Blu-ray Arrow video edition of An American Werewolf in London. As you do, might be one of the greatest werewolf films ever made, in my opinion. It probably is the gold standard for werewolf films ever. But very recently, I'm talking like 2 weeks ago, Nige let me know that for some reason on Zavi, they had the deluxe 4K edition for only 15 notes. And I'm like, is it still there, you say? And then I fucking got it. So, yes, mates, thank you very much, dickheads. So, yes, American Werewolf in London, deluxe edition 4K. I had to double dip, guys. For 15 quid for this version is unreal in terms of its price. Cheap as fucking anything, you know. To get this now, this was the same price on Xavier. This was $15.99, and this was $14.99. I couldn't believe it. Nige, thank you so much for pointing me in the direction of this. This double dip was pretty much a double whammy. It could have sat in the simple upgrade category. I'm going for them from the Blu-ray to the 4K, of course, but I feel like it kind of sits in the deluxe category, a collector's edition category, because I wouldn't have bought this. I only got it because it was so cheap and because I love, and I'm a sucker for these deluxe editions, because I would have just been quite happy with the Blu-ray. But yeah, deluxe collector's editions are all the rage for me, and I had to pick this up when it was that cheap. That's an American Werewolf in London. We're going to go into the Godzilla verse once again, and I have numerous two different versions of they're not exactly the same as what I'm going to show you, but they're deluxe editions of a similar ilk. So I started my Godzilla collection with these 2 Australian DVD box sets, very box standard. They just have the films on them of the Showa era part 1 and the Showa era part 2. These are very good starting points for me for Godzilla because they give you basically not all the Showa era movies, but the majority of them. And the ones they miss, I don't think you're missing too much there. But these are great for beginners. I really recommend seeking them out. They're not that expensive. And they're just, if you just want to see the films, they are box standard. Classic Media over in the United States released a deluxe edition box set, Godzilla, the Master Collection. This is not exactly what you're getting with those Australian DVDs, but it's a more premium deluxe edition of those. It doesn't have every film in those sets, but it's all Showa era stuff, and they come in these nice kind of like media book sets. It is absolutely beautiful, and when I saw this, I had to upgrade and get this one as well. Obviously, double dipping on Godzilla for me is pretty much a staple, as it's like one of my favorite film franchises of all time. So this is a no-brainer. It's absolutely beautiful. It goes for a pretty penny now, so it's quite hard to get hold of fairly cheaply. This is a deluxe edition I had to double dip on. I had to grab this. I know I already had the films on DVD, but this deluxe edition had to be in my collection. It's beautiful. And we're moving on to the other deluxe edition, the daddy of Godzilla deluxe editions. I am talking about the Criterion collection, Showa era Godzilla set. This is unwieldy impractical for a set, but the presentation is incredible. I have got a dedicated video for this on my channel, so The link for it will be in the description below. But yeah, this is an amazing set. This was one that I was trying to get for ages since it came out, and I was able to grab it at a decent price. So I was really happy about this. But going from those basic Australian DVD sets to the US Masters Collection Deluxe set to this amazing Criterion set. Yeah, I can't put into words how much I love deluxe and collectible editions. They just took me in with their amazing packaging and their artwork and everything of the like. But yeah, that is the Godzilla Showa Era collection for Criterion Collection. Deluxe editions, man. If you're going to go deluxe, go hard, just like Criterion Collection. This is awesome. My next point, regional differences, artwork, variants of any kind. This point is more for me where I want to collect every different version of a film that I can find. So, you know, if it's got a different cut, I might want it. If it's got alternate artwork on the cover that is different to the one I already own, I want it. If it's got extras that don't exist on the Blu-ray that I already own or the DVD, I will want it. So it's every different little kind of difference, alternate take, different variants there. This is more or less a pick that I chose, which I tend to do sometimes when I'm really into a film or a series. I want to just kind of double dip and just get all the different variants you can get. Obviously, it goes beyond double dipping at that point. You're looking at like quadruple dipping. First off, we're going to start with King Kong. So I love the King Kong series. There are 3 editions that I'm going to highlight here. I'm going to highlight the latest edition. So this is the latest Blu-ray release from Warner Brothers, celebrating the 100 years of WB. I picked this up solely because I think the artwork is incredible. And it has tons of special features on there as well. And I think this is a fairly new transfer for the time. I think this is a new transfer. Well, I can guarantee that this is one of the best Blu-rays I've seen for this film. It looks incredible. For a film from the 30s, this looks absolutely remarkable in its presentation. But yeah, like I said about artwork, though, I bought this because I loved that cover art for this Blu-ray. It looks awesome. And unfortunately, the artwork for the disc is a bit dab bland. We've got King Kong on the premium collection. I bought this originally. This is the first thing I bought for King Kong. And again, it's all about presentation. It's all about the nice slip box, about the artwork. It's again packed full of features on it as well. This comes with both the Blu-ray and the DVD, so you get best of both worlds there. And yeah, I just think it looks awesome as well. Plus, it also helps that I collect premium collection, so it also just goes into my collection really nicely. But that is the King Kong premium collection. The final thing I'm going to show for King Kong here, in terms of double dipping, is I discovered this box set, King Kong box set. Just has the basic original film from 33 on it in black and white. But what makes this set really unique for me is that it's the only way you can own the colorized version of King Kong on an actual disc. That's the only reason that made me pick up this release, is I really wanted to check out what they did with the colorized version. Because back then, that they would go about coloring is they'll take a cell of the film and they'll painstakingly paint the cells, you know, frame by frame. So it was a lot more of a painful endeavor, a lot more strenuous job to colorize a film back in those days. I'm not sure when the colorized version would have come out. It probably would have been like towards the mid 60s or, you know, mid 60s maybe, something like that. But yeah, this version, it has more than just that. It has King Kong in black and white from 1933. It has the colorized version of King Kong from 1933, and it also has the 25-minute documentary, It Was Beauty That Killed the Beast, and also it has Godzilla versus King Kong from 1963, and it has the King Kong Escapes film from 1968. So it wasn't just a box set for the original King Kong, but the reason I picked this up is because it had that variant, that colorized edition that you can't get anywhere else. So yeah, that is the King Kong box set. Yes, this final showcase for this part of the video, artwork, original variants and differences, stuff like that. It goes to probably my favourite film franchise of all time. I adore this. You can see the poster in the background right there. Critters. There's a lot to get through in this is part of the video. I got a lot of Critters stuff, but it will emphasize what I mean by this, regional differences, artwork, alternate, special features, alternate artwork. You get my point. So we're going to start the Critters section off with the VHS tapes. So I've got Critters on VHS, standard Critters there with the classic artwork on the front. Critters 2, once again, classic with the classic artwork on the front, VHS. This is where it gets interesting. We've got Critters 3 on VHS. Now, I am super nostalgic for this specific artwork for Critters 3, solely because I have never ever seen it on any other release or re-release of Critters 3. It's not on any of the DVDs. It's not on any of the Blu-ray releases. It just doesn't exist anymore. And I think, just nostalgia kicking in, this is my favourite artwork for Critters 3. When I think of this film, I think of this. I think of going to my cousin's house, seeing this VHS tape and watching this film with him. I was about 6 or 7. I was very young when I saw this film. But yeah, I have loads of nostalgia just for this artwork alone for Critters 3. But yeah, that's Critters 3 on VHS. And I'm very happy to show this because this is super hard to find. I couldn't believe I found it just on eBay randomly for a tenner. I found the rental only VHS tape of Critters 4. Yeah, I just love that artwork by how bad it is. It's literally alien. It's literally alien, but they've made it Critters somehow. Critters 4 in space and no one can smell rotten eggs. And even on the spine, it's got a subtitle which the film has never had ever, to my knowledge. But it says Critters 4, Critters in Space. Which is weird because they come from space, so it doesn't really make sense. But that is that. That is the VHSs of Critters there. I love having these VHS variants. It's so cool, especially Critters 4. There's something about finding this when it had no retail release. It never came out like to general, home entertainment on VHS. The VHS, this copy in particular I own, was strictly for rental. So I don't know how rare this is. It's super rare because I found it once and I found it and I bought it. It never comes up, since then. So I'm really happy to grab this. Critters 4 on VHS. The Spanish Blu-ray imports. They come in these cool black cases. They're basic in every way. They lack any features. They're just a film. They have no features of any kind on them. So it's Critters. Critters 2. Critters 3. And Critters 4. I love the artwork of Critters 4. It's basic, but I love it. I don't know why, I can't explain it. The UK DVD box set. Now, yes, Critters has never ever been released on Blu-ray of any kind in the UK. It's only ever had this Blu-ray set. They've come out individually on DVD, and they've had a more kind of slimmed down, budget version DVD set. But this DVD set is the nicer of the two sets. But yeah, it's like I said, these sets in the UK, they tend to be bog standard as ever. I think all they've got in terms of special features is the trailers for each movie, but they just come on these bog standard discs with the titles. Nothing that incredible, just the films on the disc with a bunch of trailers. As much as I like this variant, these are mostly bare bone variants. Speaking of bare bones variants, that is really cool that I'm going to keep sealed, is that I found this really cool version of the first Critters film, which is my favourite film of all time, just to throw that out there. But it came with this nice slipcover, which I really like. I bought it strictly for this slipcover, so that's really cool as well. I do love these Warner Brothers slipcovers. I've seen a lot of Blu-rays of them on. But for some reason, they won't release these on Blu-ray, which is really nice. Warner Brothers, get your shit together and give us Critters on Blu-ray, please. Thank you very much. I will still buy the UK Blu-rays if they come out, because I'm a fucking crazy person that want all the Critter variants. But yeah, that's the Critters UK DVD with the slipcover. Speaking about crazy variants, different kind of artworks for films, I picked up the Australian Critter releases. I do love these, actually. They're really cool. The transfers are really cool. But even the artwork, they're different than what you would expect. So we've got Critters 1. I don't think it's picking up on the camera, but what I like about this artwork is that when you look at it in real life, I don't think the camera's picking it up. The eyes of the critters in the background, they kind of glow, and it looks awesome. I do love the artwork. I don't think it's coming across very well on camera, but yeah, it's really cool. What's also cool about these releases is that the spines match up as well, so it looks fucking cool when you got them lined up on the shelf. So you got Critters 2 there. Not really a big fan of that artwork, but it is an alternate artwork. I've not seen artwork like that for a Critters movie. I've seen the artwork before, but not in this style. Not in this kind of blurry, this like coming towards you kind of look. So that's cool. Critters 3 for this is my favourite artwork for it's my favourite alternate artwork. When it concerns it's just so silly. It's so ridiculous. This is what I live for when it concerns like really weird alternate artworks for movies. It's Critters 3, and it's literally trying to be Ninja Turtles. It's great. It's so cool. It's so fun. Yeah, they don't do any of that in the film. They're literally in one. They're in one apartment block in the whole movie. I don't understand. It's so false advertising. Cowabunga, dude. Oh man, can you imagine if Critters said Cowabunga? It'd be hilarious. But that is Critters 3. Critters 4, same as the Blu-ray, Spanish Blu-ray artwork. I do love this artwork though. I think it's great. It's very simple, but I just like it quite a lot. The main thing I like about these as well is that when you put them together, they have a really cool kind of like seamless kind of matching spines. I wish these age ratings weren't there, because it kind of ruins it a little bit, but it's cool. They're cool on the shelf, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 there. It just looks cool. A vinyl edition that I've picked up for Critters. I had to get this. As soon as I went region free Blu-ray, this was one of the first things I bought, and that is the Scream Factory Critters collection. These come with each movie, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Critters 1 and Critters 2 have brand new 2K scans, which is great. They all have brand new filmed documentary behind the scenes stuff. Not behind the scenes, but more like, getting some of the people back from years, near years later to talk about the films. There is a brand new documentary, which is in tribute to the producer, Dominic Murr, the guy who wrote the Critters movie. Yeah, there's a whole great documentary, really heartwarming documentary about him. And he sadly passed away to cancer. But you can tell the love that he brought a lot of the cast members and the people involved with Critters, and you can see that they miss him dearly. Like there's so much here. This is packed. Making ofs for all 4 movies, brand new scans for the first 2. 3 and 4 have never looked this good. It's the whole package, man. It's the whole package. I really do feel this is the whole package. This is the quintessential Critters set. Point number 4, going from single releases and then double dipping on a big box set version. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the standalone 4K of Psycho. This 4K is absolutely fantastic. I would have been quite happy just having this 4K, and this is the way I watch it. But they had to go and do it. Arrow Video had to go out there and announce an absolute behemoth collection set. So I've gone from the single 4K of Psycho to the whole goddamn franchise in a series box set that is absolutely beautiful. You got them all there. I will argue Psycho 2 is way better than the first movie. I love Psycho 2. It's amazing. So I'm looking forward to checking that out in 4K. But yeah, this set is absolutely beautiful, and I had to double dip on the Psycho 4K to get the series box set. That's Psycho. Halloween film. So I've got the Scream Factory Blu-rays here. Also have a multi-pack Blu-ray for the other films there. We've got Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and then we've got Halloween 6, Halloween H20, and Halloween Resurrection, like a multi-disc. Unfortunately, it's on one disc. It's a bit crap. There was a really nice box set that came out of Italy by a company called Midnight Factory, one of my favourite labels to collect for at the moment. And they released this beautiful Halloween film collection, 1 to 8. What is better? They're kind of comparable, really, on their kind of transfers and stuff. But I had to get this just for the presentation. Is absolutely stupendous. It's the word I use. Plus, you also get I think you get the producer's cut. Yeah, you get the producer's cut for Curse of Michael Myers there, which is awesome, which you don't get with the Scream Factory versions. So I had to double dip on that, but I already have them on regular Blu-ray from Scream Factory. But you know what? I had to get this. This is amazing. That is the Halloween series. My next point, label loyalty. The idea for this point is that there's always going to be a label that you're going to collect for, you know, regardless if you already have the films in their standard kind of like studio release and stuff like that. So for me, if I get like a film on, you know, Universal, for example, and then Arrow Video or some other label that I tend to collect for release a nice version of it, I'm going to double dip and get the nice version. I went onto YouTube and bought this awesome Best Buy exclusive 4K for Terrifier 2. It's really nice. I love it. I love this movie. I think this movie is fantastic. What a great slasher in the 21st century. Absolute fucking awesome. But yeah, I had to get this 4K. I love the slipcover. The artwork there is awesome as well. But there's a little label that I collect called Midnight Factory, and they also put out a 4K 4K Blu-ray of it. And this is this one. It comes with a nice slip box. But there's a big difference with this one. This also comes with the All Hallows Eve short story. And also, the artwork for this one is fucking brilliant as well. So you've got Terrifier 2, and you've also got the All Hallows Eve short film. As you can see, it comes in 2 discs or 3 discs. You've got the 4K, the Blu-ray of Terrifier 2, and you've got the All Hallows Eve short film on Blu-ray. So yeah, I had to get this, even though I've already got it. I've got the Anchor Bay release of Dead and Buried. I collect Anchor Bay, so this was going to be in my collection regardless. This is the version that I watched to watch this film for the first time. The transfer is okay, it isn't amazing, but it's serviceable. And then Blue Underground, another label that I technically say to myself, I am collecting. I haven't bought from them in a while, but there are titles that I do want from them in the collection. I picked up the awesome 4K edition for Dead and Buried. This is one of my favourite releases ever in terms of its presentation and its physical, you know, product. It's amazing. I love it. I'm looking forward to checking out the 4K for this. But that is the final example for the final point in this video: brand loyalty / label loyalty, or collecting of a label. I don't know what I will call this point, but you know what I mean. That is Dead and Buried. So that is my 5 points for why I double dip on movies. Let me know your 5 points, or any points that I may have missed off, that the reason you double dip on things. You know, I wrote a whole list of tons of reasons why people could double dip on movies. You know, new transfers, new bonus features. There's so much different reasons why you would do that, why you would buy it. You know, double dip on things. Like just like the Critters example before. You know, I've got the films on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS. Like I want all different variants. But let me know if there's anything that you would like to drop down in the comments below as to the reason why you double dip on movies, and we can have a discussion there. As always, guys, I will see you next time, I suppose. Bye.